My duty today, this morning, is to introduce coaching. Because as a coach, you must be confident about the path that you want people to chart. You must be very confident about the potential, about the capacity, about the ability of your coachees. Coaching is not about giving people answers. Coaching is not about advising people. And coaching is not counseling. According to Coaching Federation, coaching can be defined from two approaches. The first approach is what we call directive coaching. So what is directive coaching? Directive coaching is whereby the coach guides, directs the coachee to gain insight in some aspects that they are interested to discover. A coach leads somebody to discover their ability in gaining some excellence in a certain skill. There is another form of coaching that is known as non-directive coaching. And this is the meaning of coaching per se. The coaching that you have come today to discover, and the coaching that we are introducing to you today. That is non-directive coaching. Directive coaching is so much used in the sport, and also you can use directive coaching to be akin to mentorship. Because the person who is mentoring you from the standpoint of knowledge, from the standpoint of experience, from standpoint of know-how. And therefore, they are guiding you using the knowledge and the tools that they already know. In non-directive coaching, the coach does not guide. The coach does not advise. The coach does not give directions. The coach asks powerful questions. And that is the bit that we use as coaches to provoke thought. The why question sets you thinking. The why question moves you to the highest floor of self-introspection. It moves you to the next level of self-discovery until you get to aha moment. And that aha moment is so personalized because there is nobody else who can answer that question for you. As a manager, you want to find out, you want to assist, you want to help your people identify their own personal goals and link those goals to your organizational goals. Then you have motivation. It is through coaching that you are able to set people thinking about themselves, about their personal goals, about what they really want, and what they really want to achieve, and why is it important for them. So what is the role of a coach in the organization, in the life of a coachee? 1, support. Support whatever, whoever, whenever, however you support. 2nd, you support whoever. What does this mean? This means that any person can be coached, and a coach can coach anybody. I do not need to be a doctor to coach a doctor. I do not need to be a lawyer to coach a lawyer. Because the core competence of a coach is ability to help the coachee navigate around the solutions to their problem. 3rd, support whenever. Anytime a coach is a support system. We all need support systems in life, at the place of work, at home, in any pursuit of anything that you want to pursue in this life. you need a support system. Encourage. Coaches need to encourage their coachees. So you need someone who can believe in you, who can believe that you have the ability to achieve that what you find to be very difficult. Therefore, as a coach, you need to encourage, and you need to also be encouraged at some point. Interesting thing about coaching is that you have to trouble the comfortable and comfort the troubled. That's the most interesting about coaching. And thank you very much.
What is performance management? When you talk to your people, the managers, and those of us that are managers in this room, when we hear performance management, what do people tend to think it is? People tend to think it is setting goals, waiting for the mid-year review, and then waiting for year end, isn't it? Sometimes you, as the performance manager or the leader of a unit, are the only person who thinks you know the people who are performing and the ones who are not performing. Sometimes when we are not dealing with non-performance properly, we demotivate the people that are the performers. When we let people ride on others' work and energy, we demotivate them. And sometimes we lose people because, not because they wanted to go, but they realize, I'm now here being frustrated and being wasted, isn't it? And we'll talk about the people who, because of that, not being able to manage non-performance, even the very good performers, you sort of bring them closer to average. Performance management, as it were, is the day-to-day for coaching to happen. And it is important our people learn to coach. Our performance managers learn to coach. My job is advisory, ensuring policy and process is followed. I will not do the job of firing somebody on non-performance. The performance manager will do it. And in the various cases, I have used that tactic. That person becomes the next best performance manager. We can get digital, we can get the best systems in the world, but performance management is about the people involved. The performance manager who is the coach and the individuals that we are managing their performance. The 3 organizational goals that will help us embed the right performance management culture. So the first place is to develop strategic business and annual goals, ensuring successful implementation, because yes, we have set the strategies, we've set the plans. Now, as part of the implementation, we look at leadership development, because that strategy can only be implemented by leaders. What are the challenges? And I know we've spoken about some of them. Strategy clarity. How many times do organizations spend a lot of money? They go into a strategy session, and at the end of the day, the only people who know that strategy are the ones who developed it. Maybe an exco somewhere, the MD, and his COO. Everybody else, including the managers who are in that meeting, walk out of there. They have no idea what the strategy is, isn't it? The role of performance managers and coaches. We've got to start empowering and equipping our performance managers with the right skills and competencies. Time allocation. If you teach managers to really give it the best, and you also teach their appraisees to say, if you send me your goals or your self-review 20 minutes before we meet, do you think I can give you very comprehensive feedback? You need to give me time. It's both ways, isn't it? Management of non-performance. I can't overemphasize this. Until we start teaching people to deal with non-performance, we are not managing performance. It's the most demotivating thing to work in an environment where people who are not contributing are just left there. Feedback. I think this is the toughest thing that happens to us as leaders. We know how to tell people you're doing well, you're doing well, you're doing well. But when it comes to telling people that you're not doing well, it's tough. Now let me tell you something that makes it tougher: when you wait too long to tell them. If somebody comes home late to the office late today, call them today or tomorrow and tell them, I notice you've started coming late to the office. What is happening? If they do it again and again, document it. Tell them and document it. So feedback, coaching people. Subjective reward and recognition. I think we all know how this goes at the end of the year, isn't it? How objective can we get in terms of reward? We can only do that if we have the proper goal-setting process, very clear what this person is supposed to achieve. How are we going to measure it? At the end of the day, it's not a difficult conversation. And continuous feedback. And that way, then, you will have done what is your bit. Thank you very much.
So Safaricom is a purpose-led. We are customer-obsessed. Our purpose is transforming lives. Brand promise Twaweza. You've seen Twaweza all over the place, eh? In the wall branding, in our adverts, and all over the place. Now, the values of the organization. So our values are speed, simplicity, and trust. And then our culture. So this is the way we do our things. Purpose is big. Humanness. Growth. And when we talk about growth, we are talking about growth of the organization and also growth of the individual. Then trust. So these are the 6 common leadership styles. And as Safaricom, we've said, as part of our day-to-day leadership, we want to play in this league of coaching. We are a digital service provider. These are the key drivers. Strategy, the way we do strategy. Culture, technology, and most importantly, the way we lead our people. From a leadership perspective, we are shifting many lines, as you can see there. There are 3 things that helps the organization to shift into being a digital service provider. Mindset, let me say tool set, and skill set. Mindset of everyone must shift to these important points. Everyone has potential and a special gift that is rarely utilized. There is always a way out, in and around. Almost always, people have solutions to their own challenges. Everyone is work in progress. Spend a lot of time creating clarity. Value is determined by the receiver. And that is the reason why we engage our customers to find out, are they getting any value? Skill set, the number 3 point there. How are we empowering our people from a skill set perspective? So therefore, we have to build capacity of all line managers. There are a number of principles that are applied in the coaching methodology. But for us, we said, can we pick on 4? Now, confidentiality and trust. So first of all, if you do not maintain confidentiality when you're having a coaching conversation with someone, that session will not take off. If you don't build trust with that particular individual, it will not take off. How do we embed a coaching culture? So language, rituals, symbols, and stories. To enable us achieve our objective of creating a coaching culture, it has to follow those 4 principles. We have to come up with specific language that we want to drive across the channel. We have to have some rituals, and we make them known to our colleagues. And then symbols, yeah. I find symbols to be something that is very hard for people to usually come up with symbols. And stories. How do we share stories on coaching? So what are some of the tools that we use to embed a successful coaching culture? Grow model, goal, reality. Then there are other models which complement coaching. And this mostly speaks to how we manage performance on a day-to-day basis. We call it EEC model. This is just a model of giving feedback. Yeah? And you can still use the particular model and combine it with the powerful questioning. How do you know that coaching has been successful? They are very clear on what they want to achieve. They are very confident, and they use more on their strengths. They don't focus so much on their weaknesses. They are full of optimism. They are very optimistic and full of ideas, and they are very grateful. They are thankful for everything that happens at the workplace. With that, I say God bless you.